Hey, this is Glenn. Welcome to another episode of Difficult Questions. This one, how do we save lives? This is in response to Trump's new executive order that we are going to mandate or allow states to get people into recovery. That means possibly taking them off the streets, forcibly making them rehabilitate. And conservatives are kind of giddy because our streets are trash. We have lots of homeless people hanging out. For the past 10 years, it's been harm reduction and housing first, and that really hasn't worked a lot. We've dumped a lot of money, wasted a lot of money, got nowhere. The people that run the programs get paid, but the people on the streets don't really get off the street. And ultimately, we are people that don't like seeing people suffer. We're supposed to be better than that. So we can't accept that someone can't or won't play the game of getting a job enough to afford housing, to rent an apartment, or to pay for a mortgage so they can pay to eat, pay to sleep, pay to go to the bathroom. That's kind of the game that we play in the United States, or that is accepted. And so conservatives have this idea that they can just go to people and say, go into rehab, and kind of be this authority figure and have people listen to them. They also have this idea that they can easily take away people's civil rights, which has been a huge sticking point. Unless you are deemed a criminal or an immigrant, you have these civil rights, you have these freedoms, and judges do not like taking away those freedoms from people that aren't criminals and that are American citizens. So taking people off of the street is kind of a civil liberties kind of thing. It's a problem. And we are a litigious society. We have this adversarial viewpoint of life. So lawyers get to fight that. And it's not easy to take people away or make people do things. I have an idea that since Trump got elected, he was going to influence the return of internment camps and insane asylums. And this is kind of a movement. But conservatives are giddy that this is going to work. And they keep talking about how this is going to save lives. And really, that's just code for, we're going to get people off the street so I don't have to look at them anymore. Because really, you look at what it is to save a life. So this person has lived a rough life. They're now on the street. They don't have what it would be to play the game you want them to play. And now you are going to make them play your game, and that is going to save their life. Well, their life is already, they're alive. They're living the way they want to be. What is the meaning of life? They didn't ask to be born. And just because they don't want to get a job to pay for rent, does that mean they're doing life wrong? I mean, in our society, probably, but we have these freedoms. So what does it mean to save a life? Does it mean to lock a person in a room and make them go through detox and make them not have access to the drugs that they want? Is that saving a life? Because I think we always look at life for life's sake over quality of life. We don't care about your quality of life. We're saving lives by not having people die on the street, which I think is just code for, I don't want to see dead bodies on the street. On the other side of that, we have had this housing first and harm reduction ideal where really, because of these civil liberties, we just let people rot on the street. And I don't like that idea either. Conservatives and liberals don't like me because the way that I see it is we're not saving lives. It's these people's lives, and they've had horrible lives, but they get to choose what they want. We can offer programs and hopefully not create any more homeless, but the people on the street, we can work to give them no excuse. We can say, we don't sleep on this sidewalk. You can sleep here. You can sleep here. We can offer this. But ultimately, they have free will. So they can walk away. And I think we just have to be okay with that, which sounds awful, but what's the alternative? Insane asylums and internment camps. And we know how that goes. Those, we don't like paying for people that can't pay for themselves. So things get cut back, and all of a sudden people are being neglected behind locked doors. We don't have to see it, so the public doesn't care. But then journalists do this whole adversarial thing, and they'll go in and they'll find out all of these horrors that we're now doing to people by neglecting them in these not well-funded places because we don't want to spend the money. And that we'll end up right back there because the United States is not set up to be a kind world. It's not set up to be caring. It's not set up to be supporting. Our society is too big. We've set up this adversarial system, this combative system, this system about freedom to make as much money as you possibly can. And that is the answer. You don't want to live next to homeless people? Make enough money to move away from the homeless people. That is what we've set up. We are not a caring society. We've never been a caring society. And I don't think you can make us be a caring society because we ultimately look at how much it costs us to save a life. This is just the way we are set up. We always look at how much your life is worth, and you always have to argue how much your life is worth. And at some point, it's not health care, it's health insurance. How much does that scan cost? How much does that treatment cost? Who pays for that treatment? Do the taxpayers do it? That's just the way we think. We don't help each other. We're not benevolent. In times of crisis, maybe, but it has to be acute. It has to be Mother Nature wiping houses away or flooding people out. Then we come to the rescue like Superman. But otherwise, if it's chronic, if we set up our own failures, you're on your own. Because I got to worry about how much money I make to pay my rent. So, how do we save lives? I don't think we can. And I'm very cynical that way, I guess, or very practical. But what are your thoughts? Thanks.